Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So today we have Erika joining us. Hey, Erika.
Hi, Amanda. Hi, everybody.
Hey, guys, we have an exciting success story of one of Erika's clients who actually manifested a flat, a place to live. So, it just goes to show that you can use this in everywhere and every part of your life. So we're going to go through the success story. And of course, like usual, we are going to talk about how you can create it in your life. So yes, welcome, Erika.
Thanks, Amanda. Okay, I'll start sharing her wonderful story. So she says, so here's the story I want to share. Thank you, Amanda and Erika. I am so grateful to you and your wonderful coaches. Since long ago, I wanted to invest my savings into a flat, but every time I used to see the price of the flats getting higher out of my budget, and I was also not getting the amenities that I wanted. But soon after Erika's session, I started to apply this God state before every meeting I had with my broker, who showed me few properties, and he wanted to convince me of getting something I didn't want. And but I also already had a list in my mind that I was sharing with him. Very important. Before my every meeting, I intended that every person is obsessed with me and they will help me in the deal. I had a list that I want the flat near my parents' house. It should be in my precise budget with the exact price that I want. Still, it should have a roadside view. I should get a front facing long balcony with a road view, covered parking, and not the open one. It should have the long glass windows. After 4 weeks, I liked one flat and I booked it as well. And then one fine day, I was telling about this one of my friends, and then I noticed it was close to my parents' house with roadside view, with a long balcony and glass windows, and of course in my budget too. And my friend said, if you can do this, then you are for sure getting your SP as well. This has lifted my mood, and now I know that anything is possible if you do not have the so-called resistance. Yay, I'm so happy for her.
That is amazing. You know what? And she points out right there easily what it is the resistance is what stops us from getting what we want, right?
Exactly. And also I love the fact that, her friend and her were talking about, if you were able to get this apartment, your SP is coming first. You can manifest him too, right? And that's
Right.
what I like to tell my clients all the time, because they tell me, well, I was able to manifest this person to wear this color shirt, or I was able to manifest this, seeing this car. Well, really believe that if you're able to manifest those things, you can also manifest your SP, right? They're all the same, right? That's why I love that affirmation, or that saying that says it's as easy to manifest a castle as a button. They're both the same thing. It's just your belief that maybe the castle is more difficult or your SP is more difficult. But really, if you're able to manifest something like someone wearing a different color shirt, you can
Hmm.
also manifest other things from people, like the for example, her apartment, she manifested everything she wanted. And I think we wanted to talk about how, like, it's important to have a list, be exact and precise on what you want, right?
Right. Right. Well, exactly. Have the list and of what you want to actually create, being very clear and specific on what you actually want, as well as the other thing that I would suggest is we were talking about earlier. You mentioned was the God state, how she you. So yeah, the God state I think in itself will help us to drop resistance because we're no longer questioning anything when we're in that state, right?
It's knowing, like, I really think that all we have to do is say, this is what I want, and believe that we're gonna have it. It's having that faith, right? Faith is
Right.
knowing that it's already done. Our job is not to figure out when is it going to happen, when is it going to happen. It's just knowing this. If I want this, to me, is like when I have a desire, it's like my signal from the universe, my higher self telling me this is already yours, it's already done. So the fact that you want something is because it's already done. So all you have to do is just wait to receive it, right?
Exactly, exactly. And you know, and so it's about getting and staying in that God state. And you already mentioned one thing that you could do. It's about creating that list of little manifestations throughout the day to make sure that you're constantly focusing on how your thoughts creating your reality. The other way that you could do it is you can get little reminders like a mug that says you are the creator of your reality off of our merch store here at Create Your Future. So, you know, or you can get a Gerry coaster to remind you that everybody is you pushed out. So these little reminders that bring you back to remembering that you are God of your universe and that you actually do create, you know, and yeah, so it's really amazing about how a little tiny thing like, you know, somebody calling when you're talking about them earlier today. I was talking about my mom, and sure enough, she started texting me because everyone's constantly overhearing your thoughts, right? So, and I wasn't even intending she would text me out. We were just talking about her, and boom, and all of a sudden it was like, there she is.
Exactly. And that's what I tell my clients all the time. Really assume and believe that your person, your SP, for example, if we're talking about relationships, assume that they're very open to receiving every single thought that you have about them. That's why it's important to have a good mental diet and always think about that person with the qualities that you want, right? Always think about the person or every situation, best case scenario. I have this analogy that helps me. For example, if you plant a lemon tree, you're expecting lemons, right? You're not expecting an apple. So if you're thinking best case scenario, right, you're going to receive best case scenario. For example, with an SP, if you're thinking of your SP, he's so loving, he's committed, he's loyal, you're going to receive that love, the commitment, etc., right? So if you're planting lemons, you will receive lemons. So don't think worst case scenario and expecting to receive best case scenario, right?
Exactly, exactly. Whatever evidence you go out looking for, that's what you're going to find, because there is no such thing as evidence. There's only creation, right? And you create what you're looking for. Right?
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, talking about like her list of like all the things she wanted in her apartment, that's why it's important to be very specific, right? I always think of like, for example, when you go to a restaurant and the waiter asks you like, what do you want to order tonight? You don't say, oh, I don't know, just bring me food, right? No, you're very specific. You're like, I want a burger. The meat has to be cooked like this. I want this cheese, right? You're specific about what you want to order. So it's the same thing. Like if you want an apartment, how do you want it to be? If you want a house, how many rooms? Like garage or not? Like be specific. Same with that with a specific person. How do you want your specific person to be with you? Describe them with the qualities that are important to you.
exactly, exactly. You know, and that's exactly it. You know, in budget, you know, if it's in your budget, not within your budget. You know, and to tie into the title of the video is when you're in the God state, you really just drop all resistance because you really just feel like you are God of your reality. And when you're in that state, focusing on what you want, it's going to show up, and it's always going to show up really quickly too, right? So
It's
yeah, and how we yeah.
is remembering who you really are. I am the Oprah power, and I like to say I am the center of my universe. If I'm the center of my universe, everyone conforms to me. Everyone gives me what I want. But that's why I'm always also thinking best case scenario, and I have, my assumptions about everyone in my life. They're, what I want to receive back, right?
Exactly, exactly. So, you know, and a mental diet of basically focusing on it, you know, and focusing on what you want to create it. That is so amazing. Oh, so many good tips in that video. I know people are going to say that. And for real, guys, there is a merch store, so check it out. It's links in the description. Thank you so much for being here today, Erika.
You're welcome, Amanda. Thanks everybody for listening.
And guys, definitely check out the link in the description. Erika is available for coaching. So awesome. And guys, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.